Back in mid-October, second down and 10. Lynch in the backfield. He'll get the call and quickly hit and taken down by Jenkins. Jarvis Jenkins gets him off that line. Carr will throw into the nickel, bumps into his own blocker, and down he goes Osemele. And shoving up the middle was Chris Jones. Hill was out of the backfield. Here comes Smith. He ran for 70 on one gain last week against the Jets, and he slides into the 29-yard line. First player in the Super Bowl era to do that in one game. 1st and 10. Good block by Fisher. And down he goes. Hit by Irvin. Coming through, making the stop. 6th sack of the season. 3rd consecutive game that Bruce Irvin has had a sack. Field goals on 26 tries. A 53-yarder for the early lead. It is away and good, and the Chiefs have scored first with 9:22 to play in the first.
In the noise, this is one of the loudest outdoor stadiums in the National Football League.
Good cut by Lynch, 1st down and more. Breaking a tackle. Continues to drive, and he is truly in beast mode now. He broke an early attempt by Ron Parker. He's shoved out of bounds in the play by Zombo and Johnson. A hard-earned 27-yard run back. Good block by Fisher, and then they go underneath. This is caught by Harris, who breaks a tackle from Joseph, breaks another tackle and takes it up to midfield. What a run for the former college basketball player at UW-Milwaukee. Demetrius Harris, a 25-yard catch and run to the 50 and a first.
Some jobs in national football. I think people realize he's a bright mind.
West was in, 2nd and 13, and down goes Smith again. Irvin got him again. His 2nd sack here in the first quarter. How about Bruce Irvin?
A week about taking care of the edge with these two great rushers.
3rd down and 16. Smith going deep. Nice catch made by Hill. Right in front of Carey. Also over there defending was McDonald. Catch and run at 25 by Harris. 2nd down and 10. 11th play of the drive. A wobbly pass. Kelsey could not get it. Coverage on the play by
Matt Nagy knows Alex Smith intimately. I'm going to give him the opportunity to call plays the rest of the way.
Kelsey, 1st and 10. Got it and takes it in. Touchdown. 17-yard catch and run touchdown for Travis Kelsey. Maneuvers. First play of the 2nd quarter. He's in for the touchdown. One-yard touchdown run by Kareem Hunt. Alex Smith going deep, and what a catch made by Wilson. Was he in? 23, 36-yarder.
What an incredible catch and great concentration on the boundary. I think he gets both feet in bounds. He's able to drag that back foot.
1st and 10. From the Kansas City 24, hit is he threw. That's up and live and intercepted. Picked off on the play by Mitchell. 3rd interception of the season, 1st since he picked off Rivers in Los Angeles against the Chargers.
Chris Jones gets the penetration, the push up inside. He's the one that hits Derek Carr just as he's letting go of the football. The ball goes right up in the air, and Terrence Mitchell's able to make the adjustment and scoop this one in.
Wow, that is a drop. 2nd down and 5. Smith going deep and looking for Hill. He's got the ball. Pete Carey stays on his feet, and he's out of bounds inside the 10. Joseph again right there.
Look at the cushion that they're giving Tyreek Hill. I mean, everyone's concerned about his 0 to 60 speed. And he is a big play waiting to happen. He's got 10 touchdowns or 50 yards or more since the beginning of last season. Doesn't have an extensive route tree. It's either the deep ball or the short, quick throws at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and goal from the 8. Here comes Mack. Khalil Mack has had a sack now for a 4th consecutive game. 3rd down 1. Washington in the backfield will get the call, and he is stuffed. Big red wall right there making the play, and it was Chris Jones who is having a marvelous first half. 5 in the secondary for the Raiders, and Smith will attack. And they'll run out of time. No place to run, no place to hide. They have no timeouts. Clock is ticking as you see. Another sack, and Bruce Irvin has his third of the first half. In this opening second half drive, this from 40. Mild breeze. Tack on 3 more at a time, too. 1st and 10. After the Kansas City punt, the first of the day. And a quick hitter, and it's caught. Hold, it's fumbled. It's loose. Zombo tries to reel it in and may have. The outside linebacker who starts it as a fumble, and Kansas City's gotten it.
Ball in space. We can get in there and rip it out. You look at Holton. He's got his head down, and you look at the smart play. Steven Nelson, he gets the right hand in there, and he just clearly rips the ball away from Johnny Holton.
And clearly a catch.
Oh, yeah, he had possession of it. He's got
and
his
he made
head
a
down.
move, and he made a move.
And he never felt the corner, Nelson, ripping it away.
1st and 10. And that is picked off. That is intercepted. Grabbed on the play, and Joseph makes the pick. His first of the season.
Another down.
Carl Joseph comes up with the pick, and a good one it was.
Shoulders, Kevin. He's going to do that in the 4th quarter for the Raiders to even have a chance in this one.
Kareem Hunt, here he goes on the move into the secondary and brought down by Kaiser. West is in. 2nd and 9. Charkandrick West, look at him, slip his way, dig his way, turn his way for 6. What a run! A touchdown run of 13. And he had to use every move in his book to get it.
A lot of people feel like this group has underperformed in certain games.
Into 6 defensive backs. Look out! Down he goes. Hit by Jenkins. Jarvis Jenkins from behind. 2nd sack. First of the second half. Thrown by quarterback Alex Smith from their 20 on the touchback on the punt. It is Kareem Hunt. Hurdling a defender. Nelson brings him down from behind. He has the first down and more.
Coverage across the board.
Into the nickel, moving up and looking long on the far side. Caught by Cook, gets away but stepped on the chalk. The Meadowlands against the Jets after he also threw a flag up into the stands. 1st and 10. Lynch, here he goes with room to roam. Marshawn Lynch, touchdown. 22-yard touchdown run. Parker with the missed tackle, and Lynch takes it in with a touchdown right there.
You make sure you double those two. Make Carr throw it somewhere else.
Here comes Holly. He got it. Carr, but they've got Cook downfield. Touchdown! 29-yard touchdown pass.
Incredible route by the tight end. Watch, he's gonna come down here. He's gonna come right down here, and he's gonna spin out. Watch, he's gonna draw the coverage from the linebacker. Look at Sorensen. Watch this little spin. Come on, cover me. And now he goes right down the middle of the field. Great design, but great execution by the tight end, Jared Cook.
6 receptions. Cook's 2nd touchdown reception of the season, going for 2. They got it. Crabtree. And they were working on Mitchell. Going deep and through the hands of Holden. Picked off by Terrell. They'll take a knee at the 7.